Welcome back to Third Street Reactions, everyone. I'm Zach.
Shane.
I'm James.
And we are back with some Nintendo coverage from the E3, whatever the fuck it is. Because I don't know anything about it. Yeah. So this guy here has got the info.
Yeah.
Over to you, Shane.
Okay, so Zach, thank you very much. Basically, my editor has scrambled the titles. We have watched a few already. I was spoiled on the Super Smash Brothers thing, but I didn't watch the video, and I was really happy with it. And next we got one more. So, because it's Nintendo, it's either going to be Metroid Prime 4 or Legend of Zelda.
Well, I know what this is.
What?
This is the Ganon shit.
Oh.
Calamity Ganon.
Oh. Well, hell yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of like a Re-Dead. Or a mummy.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Skyfall shit. No, Skyfall. Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I'm getting James Bond and Zelda here.
That's so fucking cool.
That's fucking cool.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
How would you get up there?
That's so cool.
Whoa. You're on top of one of the golems.
Yeah. Hey!
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice. It's like the Force. Wow.
It looks
What
like the
hell?
fucking Smash Brothers.
Icarus? Kid Icarus?
Right, no, like the actual board, the Zelda board.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, those two. Minus the fire.
That might give me goosebumps,
The
man.
music reminds me of Kung Fu Panda.
You need to see it still.
You're missing out.
That's beautiful.
That's
Great voice talents. You're missing out. God damn it.
That's it?
I mean, that's all we get?
That wasn't much.
No, it wasn't. It's like, okay, well, here's Skyward Sword's tying into this, and wham, bam, thank you, man.
Yeah, I feel
Okay,
like
so-
they've used. But anyway.
Breath of the Wild I really liked.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't like the story at
Yeah,
all.
okay.
The story was very weak.
Yeah.
They did it what a lot of games have been doing nowadays. Metal Gear Solid 5 did it. Breath of the Wild did it.
Yeah.
Where they just, the world building, in a sense, somehow, ironically, lost story. It lost the main story.
Yeah.
It developed itself with the world. The world developed. And there were so many other characters and side journeys.
Yeah.
But the main quest lost steam. I think, maybe I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
But then again, this is coming from a game. This is a game coming from a series
Yeah.
that has built upon. I mean, Zelda's not supposed to be. It was mostly about game mechanics and about the puzzles,
but it's got
and
a
the
pretty-
dungeons.
Ocarina of Time
But it
is
has
a
a very classic story.
Ocarina of Time is a very cool story.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time's great.
Yeah.
Wind Waker's fucking great. I love that's my favorite Zelda installment to date is Wind Waker.
Okay.
And they just lost that. I think they lost it with Breath of the Wild. I think Calamity Ganon reminds me too much as an American of Calamity Jane, like Old West shit.
I
And
don't know what that is. Yeah.
well,
I need to get
I guess you're just not an
I need
American.
to be whiter. My dad always said I need to be more American.
But anyway,
America, Lita.
and Metal Gear Solid 5, it lost everything in the story which I admit that Metal Gear Solid 4 lost some steam. And got
That's my favorite, though.
Well, it's great. I love the game mechanics
Yeah.
and the gameplay, but the story I thought was much weaker compared to...
I admit I might not know the lore as much as you, so maybe it wouldn't bother me. But like to me, like the story and the moments.
Well, that's the whole reason I was in it.
like Liquid versus this certain character.
But it wasn't Liquid.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, but it was Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I do admit that the gameplay is just it draws you in.
It's just incredible.
and keeps you in there. I don't play it to play the main story because I think it's very boring in that game.
Yeah.
But I do think that the gameplay and the world are very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have Breath of the Wild. I haven't beat it yet.
Yeah.
It looks like I need to.
I got to the second Divine Beast, and then I jumped back in after a year, and I realized this game is hard, and you have to kind of know what you're doing. And I couldn't remember where I was going or what I was doing, and I ran in one of those Lionels, and I was like, fuck, I can't remember to beat this thing. I don't want to just.
you ran into Battle Beast out there.
Yeah, and that thing, it's like the very first Legends out. It's very hard, but yeah.
I mean, it's I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm with Zach. The story was a little boring for me, but
Yeah.
the actual gameplay was amazing. I thought.
Yeah,
And,
so-
I'm probably to the point where I just need to start over though because it's been a while since I've played.
Yeah,
it.
so like one of the first, I played Final Fantasy VII, and then I played Ocarina of Time. So for me, like I was
You're introduced to a very deep story.
Yeah, I was introduced to a
And
deep story, told in a
Zelda
different...
probably felt very shallow for you.
Well, it just felt... I mean, I don't want to say that because I like the
Or
story.
maybe not shallow, but maybe superficial compared to Final Fantasies. I've never really played them. I played a little bit of 7 and a little bit of 8.
Yeah.
And I do admit that they have great character development.
Yeah.
And they have great, just awe-inspiring stories.
Yeah.
And Zelda compared to that is it just kind of, it doesn't really, I don't want to say pales, but it's definitely a completely different ballgame.
It's just telling,
it's
it's telling a different kind of story, and I think Ocarina of Time has like more appeal to more people.
Yeah,
but like I think if you're trying to get into the nitty gritty and have a deep story, you know, like just for me, my experience was for Final 7, and then I played Ocarina of Time, and I love them both. Like they're some of my favorite games of all time. But to me, like the gameplay shines so much to me compared to the story.
It goes without saying that I never finished 7 or 8 of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Even though I played them.
Yeah, so
I just didn't really get hooked. I enjoy learning about the story and the characters.
I
enjoy storytelling in general.
Yeah.
But I don't. They just didn't draw me in. Like Zelda, I was able to sit there and get into Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
I couldn't stomach Skyward Sword. Majora's Mask, I never. It didn't really hook me.
What's interesting is like Skyward Sword is one of my favorites. Like the gameplay, like specific as the gameplay. I don't remember the story. I guess I just don't remember the story at all.
It may not have been very memorable.
Well, I don't remember Wind Waker that much. You know.
Did you actually play it?
I did. Yeah.
How many times?
Once.
That's not enough.
Sorry, but like I know those games are good and they're loved. Like I didn't like sailing all the time personally.
There were ways around that.
Well, eventually you can. Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you learn the Ballad of Gales, and you can fucking warp from one side of the ocean to the other.
That it takes a while. Like in every big game, fast travel. Like as soon as I can fast travel, I go, thank God. Yeah, I mean,
you gotta earn it. You gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it right. But for gameplay reasons,
fucking fast travel Metal Gear Solid.
Well, like I said, I had to play 5.
Yeah.
So I haven't got to the point where that would bother me, but it probably would bother me.
Yeah, it does.
But the only time, like Grand Theft Auto was the one where I was like Grand Theft Auto 5. I was like, man, I just love driving. You turn on the radio and it's a little different. Yeah, I mean,
I never got into those games.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
They're great.
I just didn't see the point of driving in a game when I could drive in real life.
Well, I guess
I can't run people over in real life.
So much more to it than that, though.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Well, you did preach up. What, 5?
5 is. I think anyone who. I think you can not like the other ones and love 5 because the stories and the characters are there.
Yeah,
it's great. But in the gameplay is such an evolved version of the previous games. Mm-hmm. Like the old driving felt, in my point, very elementary in the old games. Even in Grand Theft Auto 4, I didn't like the driving at all. And then 5 feels like it just very.
That makes sense. I guess I don't. Yeah. I just never got. I never got sucked into it. I don't know why. They just never appealed to me.
No, I get that. So. 5, I think you would like the characters. Skyward Sword, I love the gameplay, and for you, they're actually re-releasing it for the Switch with. You can use both controls.
Thank fucking God.
Yeah, you can use regular joystick, or you can use the motion control. And by all accounts, the motion control on the Switch is much better.
I will say, like in Twilight Princess, I did not enjoy being a wolf. When you were stuck as a wolf, and you had to do all the tedious things as a wolf.
I didn't enjoy that very much either. I really, really like that game. I think it's mature too, and I like Ganondorf and everything, but that part I didn't like.
Yeah, it was. Ganondorf looked fucking awesome in it.
Although I thought it would have been cool before Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out, I thought Link would be able to, like, one of his specials would be to turn into that wolf. And he'd be like this fast character.
That would be cool.
But no, they didn't do that. They added arrows.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. I know Ares has been in there. What they add? They added the Gale Boomerang.
I definitely don't think they should have gone back to the Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. I did like that design a lot, but I think in Twilight Princess, I think they really got something right there with his armor and his look.
Mm-hmm. He looks great.
He just looks fucking
He
fantastic.
looks great, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway.
Gosh, what do we watch? Oh, yeah. So this game, it looks like you can access the Skyward Sword lands.
Yeah.
Because there's lands above Hyrule, and you never know about them until you play the prequel. The prequel is Skyward Sword. It's the very first Zelda chronologically.
I've never played that.
Yeah. So it looks like you can access those. So I'm wondering, is the whole game what it was? I'm wondering if the game will be just as big and probably more dense than it was before. Because they're not just going to put everything in it with the same shrines.
I'm hoping. I mean, I don't know much about the game. Obviously, I just saw the footage.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Me too.
Obviously, the Calamity Ganon shit's still there.
Yeah.
So he's not gone.
Yeah.
So that makes me wonder if do we get to see. I wasn't happy with the Calamity Ganon we got in the last game, where it's just this manifestation of power, and it's not really him. It's not his personage.
I didn't even honestly know he was in it.
Calamity Ganon.
Well, I knew he was in the past.
Goddamn thing was called that. The shit that's flying around.
Yeah, but
you got to stop Calamity Ganon. They say it all through the game.
But I thought the heroes defeated him, and then that's why they died.
No, Zelda had to contain him.
Okay, yeah,
that's the whole reason she's still there. She's saying, my power's holding him here.
I couldn't remember Zelda. I thought we saw him in flashbacks.
God damn.
Rick and Morty, check it out.
I'm just fortunate. I've had the kids like Zelda. So that took me into it a lot more than I
play
probably
through
would have
them.
been.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but they'd want me to sit there and play, and they'd want to watch me.
That's always the best right there.
That is great.
Yeah.
So. Absolutely. Usually it's me watching my kids play different videos.
Maokai switch on and off.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much I can add because I haven't played the last few Zeldas other than Breath of the Wild I've played.
What do you think of that?
I thought it was really good. I mean, the story didn't captivate me and grab me like Ocarina of Time and like. I
like Majora's Mask story quite a bit actually.
And like
Majora's Mask story, from what I've heard, is really cool. Yeah. I just couldn't get into the gameplay.
Well, the element of like being timed with the moon like bothered me, but I thought once it clicked with me, I appreciated it.
Majora's Mask.
My oldest daughter loves that game.
Oh yeah,
but I just can't get into it.
Yeah,
I did play Majora's Mask because I remember.
You need an expansion pack for the Nintendo.
I
do remember that.
I remember Eric was all about Fierce Daddy Link.
Dude, he's cool looking. Yeah,
and he was all about that shit.
Yeah, I thought I like Fierce Daddy Link.
It's a cool name.
Yeah.
That should be a skin for Link on Smash Brothers.
I think in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, the one for the Wii U, it kind of is. Yeah. Nice. And unfortunately on this one, because they're going with Breath of the Wild, you just
won't fit.
No, yeah, you have all the different outfits, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm kind of out of the Zelda loop, unfortunately, because Zelda's a game that you need to sit down and play for like a while and really immerse yourself in it. And obviously, the last few years, the way my life's been a fucking shit show, I haven't been able to do that. But hopefully, that's in the cards in the future. Right?
Yeah. So if this game is what it was before, plus you have access to like all the islands and different worlds that are floating on top, and they're
expanding the world that much more, and that's cool because I really like a big world. I mean, I love Wind Waker. That is my favorite installment of Zelda.
Yeah.
But if you look at this vast ocean that you're sailing to, the islands are very limited.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest grief with that game is that the islands themselves, the world is supposed to be this vast ocean, and you only are able to go so far.
That's chronologically the second most in the future. I think Breath of the Wild is the most in the future now. I think, right?
I'd say no, because Hyrule's still there.
Yeah.
So
it's is
Wind Waker. I mean, the Phantom Hourglass and shit like that happens after Wind Waker.
Yeah, because I know there's branching timelines. Because Twilight Princess exists as if the hero loses. That's its own timeline.
Wind Waker does.
I thought it was the opposite.
The hero lost and Ganon won, and the gods drowned Hyrule.
Oh, okay.
And then they flooded Hyrule, but Ganon.
His
power was
you're
still
right.
there, and he comes back. So that's where Ganon won.
Okay.
Because what it was is the hero didn't lose; he just never showed up.
Just couldn't find his tunic or something.
I guess so. Grandma never showed up with the tunic.
He didn't crawl through that little space to find his shield.
Like, evidently not.
Something got fucked up. Sword, actually.
The damn fairy didn't show up. I guess. I don't know.
Hey, listen.
Man, Wind Waker
Frog ate the fairy along the way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wind Waker was a great game, but there was definitely some grinding to it. I mean, you had to really grind at points. I mean, when you said you had a lot of sailing, I mean, there was some grind to it. It really was.
There was, but I enjoy. I mean, I worked on the river. I
enjoy the grind.
ocean. I enjoy the water. I like that scenery. I like that world.
I mean, it was a beautiful
There's
game.
something about grinding that I like. Like when I play Final Fantasy, sometimes, especially in the old ones, you wouldn't be powered up to beat someone, so you have to sit. And you played the most recent one enough to know that sometimes you got to just level up. It's not fun, but I like it.
Well, I enjoyed it when I played it now. When I was younger, I just couldn't get into it. But my point is now is I already know everything about the fucking game.
Well, yeah.
So it's kind of like now I'm putting the grind in for no reason.
For me, I gotta be in the mood.
Just to waste time.
I gotta be in the mood to grind. It's like if I'm in a kind of lazy
grind.
Yeah, it's like if I'm in a lazy mood and I want to watch Andy Griffin. You know?
I like Andy Griffin.
You know, I just kind of want to be. I'm entertaining, but I'm still kind of like a little bit bored too. But I just gotta be in the mood, and that's how I feel about grinding. So
for a long time, I just wanted to watch Andy Griffin on the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is a perfect example of you're just kind of that.
I've never really watched that, but I love Andy Griffin.
Lazy, boring mood.
I think you can fucking be in any mood to watch that show.
Andy Griffith?
Yeah.
It's definitely a classic.
I think it's a
A
classic.
classic, but I gotta be.
So you like fucking the old ass shows, but you don't like that one?
Yeah, I gotta be kind of in like a boring, lazy mood. So I want the curtains closed. It'd be even better if it's like raining outside and cloudy. I mean, that's perfect Andy Griffith weather for me. That's perfect Zelda weather for me.
I guess I don't feel that way. I feel like every day's a Zelda day, every day's Andy Griffith day.
I don't feel that way. I do feel like I like a routine where if I could play a video game, I would probably want to do it in the morning before I go to work.
Yeah.
And just have a time where I'm just sitting there zoning out, just getting in a good mood.
Yeah.
And then play a game.
Yeah.
One game I've been wanting to. I never got to finish. I got to the tail fucking end of it, and then I didn't get to finish it. It was Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And I don't have a PS4 anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't fucking play it. So it's unfortunate, but I want to finish it. And now they're coming out with the director's cut, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me because the man was the director and the man was the producer. Yeah. It's like, why would you have a director's cut if you were in control the whole time anyway? But I get the aesthetic of it. I get the whole point.
But Konami I thought Konami produced it.
No, he did. It was all out of Kojima Productions.
I guess
that was his first game.
Yeah, I thought Konami had something to do with it. Like it showed Kojima Productions and it showed. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, okay,
maybe they did, but he definitely had control.
Yeah, I feel like.
But maybe they were on a time schedule. They were on a time crunch, and they had to have it released at a certain point. So maybe he didn't get everything in there he wanted to. And I agree that world. I love the world. I love the characters. So I don't really have too many complaints about that game. But I do think that you could add more to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not in a bitchy way. It's just more like I could see more being added to it.
Just like kind of Zelda. Like I haven't beat it, but. I guess for me, the formulaic, and I don't say formulaic in a bad way, I like going to Fire Temple and the Water Temple and just seeing, okay, what's this new generation's version of the Fire Temple? Yeah, I mean,
I get that. But and Breath of the Wild had really cool versions of Death Mountain and things like that. But.
Yeah, but they also have all the little shrines, So I guess to me, like, when you have, when you put so much control into the player's hand, they have freedom of expression, but that limits what you can do with the story if they can go and do it.
Well, it reminds me of Fable. I played the second.
Oh, Fable!
Really? Why don't you play Fable?
Actually, I didn't finish the second. Fable,
I love those games.
When I was married, my ex-wife finished it, so I knew what happened.
It's cool, yeah.
But I didn't like how the core stories developed in those games.
Yeah.
I get the open world and the appeal.
Yeah.
But the core stories always, in my opinion, have always suffered. There haven't been too many examples of that I've heard of where you have this big open world where you can do all this awesome fucking engrossing shit and then have also a very what do you say?
A focused story?
No, well, a focused story, but I'm trying to say a very fulfilling story.
I agree with you. It's very rare.
It doesn't have to be focused to the point where obviously it'd be hard to do that, but it's not fulfilling in the end.
Yeah, like Mass Effect, I would say do that, and I would say it definitely is open world because you can pretty much go anywhere.
Well, if that's the case,
it's so structured. It's like, okay, if you go here, this is what's going to happen. If you do this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It was a big ordeal, and like Grand Theft Auto 5, I would say you can do a lot, but there are points when you go, okay, now you can carry. This is the main story mission. Yes. So you're going to stop doing all this fun stuff. You got to do this next part, and you don't get choice though. Sometimes that's a good thing. If you give a lot of choice and Mass Effect 3's ending, a lot of people didn't like because you had choice.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 5 is like that. But at the same time, it's just the story wasn't nearly as good as 4. And 4, in my opinion, pales in comparison to 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So it just...
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know what else Nintendo had, but, these were pretty good. I'm kind of disappointed we had no Metroid Prime 4, but that Metroid Dread looked cool. And, in terms of E3 this year, there hasn't been... I think Microsoft... had a really good show.
Did they?
Yeah, they showed the new Halo and everything. They showed a.
You know that.
I'm not really into racing games, but when I see like the new ones,
like the Forces and stuff,
like I'm like, oh my god, that looks so beautiful. I think I gotta play it. Even though the more realistic they get, the more into it I can get. I think
Right.
And Microsoft had a good show. I haven't seen all of Nintendo's, but I like all this stuff. In terms of big surprises for me, I guess. I didn't really have one except Metroid Dread, but I wanted that just to be Metroid Prime 4. Yeah. Although I guarantee that will be good, I just want Metroid Prime 4 so bad,
Absolutely.
I need to beat Originals. I need to beat Skyward Sword. I need to beat the first Breath of the Wild, but this looked awesome.
Yes, it did.
I think this, regardless of what I've said about the story, Breath of the Wild is still an amazing game.
Yeah.
And I think that I would love to delve into this game, and my daughters would probably want me to play it with them, and I would love to play it.
So you probably will.
And that's it. I'll probably end up playing this one.
Yeah.
And I'll probably enjoy it regardless of the story.
Yeah.
Unless they step it up, and they might.
Yeah, okay.
And so I do think I am looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, me too.
Me too. I got to beat Breath of the Wild, and I'll definitely be getting this.
Should you? All right, we're out of here.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy what we do, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on our social medias, Twitter and Instagram. That's it. That's
pretty much it.
That's it.
Adios.
Pretty much it. 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 Pretty much it.